Matt and Kate, a young couple, have just bought a large mansion and are settling in. While Matt is clearing out old furniture, Kate cleans the kitchen and discovers a dead bird. After taking it outside, she gets startled by Matt and notices the bird has disappeared when she looks back. Finishing up, Matt spots a hole in the wall covered with wallpaper, revealing a hidden door. Remembering a key-like object he'd seen earlier, he finds its pieces outside, assembles them, and finds they fit the door's lock perfectly. Calling Kate over, they open the door. Kate steps inside, and the lights start flickering. As soon as she steps back out, the flickering stops, but attributes it to coincidence. One evening, as they relax and joke around, Matt and Kate hear a noise from the attic. Brushing it off, Kate notes, "Must have been the wind." The following morning, while Matt struggles with his painting project, Kate gets an offer to translate a significant piece, albeit for minimal pay. Meanwhile, Matt revisits the peculiar room, noting the light flickering once more. Deep in inspection, he jumps when Kate surprises him, letting him know the electrician has arrived. Heading to the basement with the electrician to check the wiring, the situation looks grim. The electrician admits the system is antiquated, joking it's older than his grandmother, and doubts he can fix it with the tools he currently has. As he prepares to leave, he casually mentions to Matt that the mansion's previous owners were murdered in the house. After some research, Matt discovers their new home is infamously known as the House of Blood, and that the murderer, John Doe, is still institutionalized. Inspired, Matt decides to sketch the killer's portrait and ventures into the room. Finishing his whiskey, he longs for another bottle, only for the lights to flicker and a new bottle to materialize before him. This mysterious phenomenon recurs throughout the night. By morning, with the lights still acting up, Kate wakes to find Matt in the room, surrounded by what appear to be genuine rare paintings and antiques. Matt insists on their authenticity, but Kate is skeptical, thinking he's delusional. He encourages her to make a wish, and when she jokingly asks for $1,000, it promptly appears. Doubtful, she ups the ante to $1 million, and after another flicker, the money materializes. Kate is unnerved by these events, but Matt convinces her to embrace their newfound fortune. Caught up in the excitement, Matt and Kate quit their jobs and start to indulge in their newfound ability to wish for anything. Their desires escalate quickly. They wish for money and then even more money, followed by the world's finest champagne, luxurious dresses, extravagant meals like caviar, and even showers of diamonds. They revel in their lavish lifestyle, embracing every whim and fancy that comes to mind. However, as their spree extends, they begin to ponder the mechanics behind this mysterious power. Despite their curiosity, Matt is unconcerned with the details. He's content as long as their wishes continue to be fulfilled. After exhausting every material desire and cluttering the house with luxuries, Kate finds herself grappling with a deepening sense of emptiness. Amidst their material abundance, she confides in Matt on the swing outside, lamenting that their wished-for possessions hold no genuine value to her. In an effort to lift her spirits, Matt suggests they consider trying for a child. However, this proposal only stirs painful memories for Kate, who reacts with anger. She reminds Matt of the heartache from 2 previous miscarriages, expressing her fear and unwillingness to endure such emotional turmoil again. Needing space to process their emotional divide, Matt opts for a solitary drive. Alone with her thoughts, Kate revisits the idea of having a baby, ultimately deciding to make a wish. Upon Matt's return, he's met with a profound change, a newborn named Shane. Matt had hoped for them to naturally have a baby, not by making a wish. He feels uncomfortable with the idea of keeping Shane and suggests undoing the wish. However, when they go into the room to reverse it, hearing Shane's cries stops them. The emotional impact of the situation makes it hard for both Kate and Matt to proceed with their plan. The following day, Matt's attention is drawn back to his sketch of John Doe. Re-examining the article, he notices a remark about the room. Feeling a sudden impulse to understand more, Matt takes some cash and sets out to visit John in the mental hospital. The receptionist is taken aback by Matt's request to visit John Doe, noting that no one has visited him in 45 years. Initially, John shows no interest in joining Matt, but his attitude shifts when he learns that Matt resides in the house. John is well aware of the room and its powers. Matt's main question for John revolves around the motive behind the murders. John cryptically responds that it was the only solution, ominously advising Matt to leave the house immediately. While Matt is at the gas station, ready to pay for fuel, he discovers that all the money he brought has disintegrated into dust. Alarmed, he rushes back to the house, and in a desperate attempt to verify his fears, throws stacks of bills out the window, only to watch them crumble to dust. Testing further with a painting, he confirms a harrowing truth: anything they've acquired through their wishes disintegrates upon attempting to remove it from the house. Matt begins to tear apart the room, driven by a need to understand its mechanisms. Behind the walls, he discovers an intricate network of cables, not just within the room, but throughout the entire house, all ensnared in wiring. Seeing Kate stepping outside for air, Matt tries to warn her not to go, but she ignores him. Matt stays back, only to hear Kate screams moments later. He grabs Shane and hurries inside, noticing that Shane has aged significantly after just a short time outside. Matt explains to Kate his findings about John Doe and the nature of the room, comparing it to a vast 3D printer that can create anything they wish for. However, there's a catch: anything made by the room can't be taken outside. Even Shane, he's a thing made by the room. Kate takes on the role of Shane's teacher, and together they adhere to strict rules, such as Shane not answering the door or going outside, under the guise of him being ill. Frustrated with the constant confinement, Shane grows resentful of being stuck indoors and throws a tantrum, creating a rift between him and Kate. Meanwhile, Matt is losing his mind and even considering other possible routes. While Kate plays the piano one day, Shane quietly tries to reach outside, craving a touch of fresh air. Kate catches him, scolding him. This forces her to barricade the windows to keep Shane inside. The distance between the couple grows larger by day. Matt's fixation leads to unusual art projects and practicing his shooting skills. Shane, investigating the house, stumbles upon Matt and gets scared, running off. This incident sparks an argument between Kate and Matt, during which Shane overhears Matt saying Shane isn't a real human. At night, Shane looks around the house with a flashlight, stumbling upon the room, and while everyone's asleep, he makes a wish. In the morning, Matt and Kate notice flickering lights, signaling activity from the room. Investigating, they discover a vast forest inside, where Shane is happily building a snowman. Kate is enchanted by the sight, but Matt is concerned. He pulls Shane out, sternly warning him never to enter the room again. Afterward, Matt closes the room and hides the key in his drawer. Matt warns Kate about the dangers of Shane using the room, fearing the unpredictable outcomes, like wishing for a dragon. Their discussion is interrupted when they hear Shane answering the phone. It's John Doe, who somehow knows about their wish for a child. As Kate overhears, Matt queries John about halting the aging process. John cryptically replies that for a man to be truly free, God had to die, hinting that he's also a creation of the room and his freedom came at the cost. He then poses a chilling choice to Matt, between his child and his wife. Amid this tense moment, Matt turns to find Kate leaving in distress. Kate has been away for days, leaving Shane to occupy himself as Matt avoids talking to him. Matt's concern for Kate deepens as she doesn't respond to his calls, causing him distress. Kate wants to remove herself so Shane can live, but she's unable to go through with it. Feeling overwhelmed by Shane's persistent nagging and their isolation, Matt decides to tell Shane the harsh truth. They aren't his biological parents, and Shane cannot leave the house because he'll age rapidly. Shane refuses to believe Matt, prompting Matt to challenge him to step outside and see the consequences himself. He explains that Shane's lack of memories beyond the recent 3 months is part of this strange truth. This difficult conversation unexpectedly brings Matt and Shane closer. Upon her return, Kate finds them asleep together, which brings her joy. Matt attempts to discuss his call with John, but Kate is initially unreceptive. However, their tension soon turns to a moment of intimacy, which Shane secretly observes. The next morning, with the couple still asleep, Shane takes the house keys. Matt is startled awake by a door, noticing Shane's absence. They find the front door open and Shane on a swing, having aged due to his brief time outdoors. Upset and feeling betrayed, Shane confronts them with a gun. Kate tries to defuse the situation, but Matt's protective instinct kicks in, leading to a physical altercation with Shane. Amid the chaos, Kate loses consciousness. Upon waking up, Kate urgently asks about Shane. Matt sorrowfully informs her that Shane is gone. He had to use the gun on him and left the body outside, which has now turned to dust. Matt tries to console Kate, taking her back indoors. In a twist, it turns out Matt was actually knocked unconscious in the struggle. When he wakes up, he can't find Kate anywhere. Noticing the flickering lights signaling the room's activation, he finds the door locked and his key gone. In desperation, Matt grabs a hammer and starts breaking down the wall to get in. Inside, Shane has assumed Matt's identity, mimicking only some of Matt's behaviors that Shane observed. This discrepancy leads Kate to suspect the truth. Meanwhile, the real Matt navigates through a maze of cables, finally breaking into the room. Matt spots footprints in the snow, follows them, and sees the house ahead. Inside, Shane, pretending to be Matt, makes unwelcome moves towards Kate. When she resists, he reveals his true identity as Shane, prompting Kate to flee. Shane catches up to her in his room, and in a struggle, knocks her down, silencing her as he hears the real Matt entering the house. Matt silently moves upstairs and enters a room on the left, just as Kate manages to escape from Shane's room. She's confronted by two of them, each insisting he's her real husband and urging her not to trust the other. Both use the nickname Junebug for her. Trusting her instincts, Kate deduces the first Matt is genuine and pushes Shane down the stairs, causing the lights to flicker. Regaining consciousness, Shane chases the couple through the constantly morphing house. It begs the question, why don't they simply wish to be outside? It becomes clear Shane is toying with them. Armed with a knife and having them trapped, Shane lunges at Matt, appearing to fatally stab him. However, these are just illusions, Matt's replicas. The real Kate and Matt are actually making their escape. They flee the room and reach the front entrance, finding themselves in a familiar dilemma. Shane charges at them, but as Matt opens the door, he and Shane tumble outside. Kate swiftly shuts the door behind them. Outside, Shane begins to age at an alarming rate. Within moments, he transforms into an old man, collapses, and disintegrates into dust. 1 month later, at a motel, Matt is bringing Kate coffee as she sits in a room in shock at the impossible. She is pregnant. Just before the end, the lights flicker. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.